Welcome back to Boys and Ghouls Film Review, folks. I'm your host, Sarah Stephenson, and this is my co-host, Mike Stephenson.
Hi, guys.
And tonight we'll be reviewing a new movie,
Very new
one.
this year.
Yeah, that's called Where the Scary Things Are. And it was released in 2020, whatever.
Well, it's so new that Amazon is doing pre-orders for your DVD, and it hasn't even listed the rental yet.
Yeah, and I was lucky enough to find
but
it.
on eBay, they've got them up for sale at the moment. Okay? So there might be other places releasing it now. You can see the trailer on YouTube, but that's about it at the moment. So this is brand newy. I believe it's up for purchase on Amazon on the 22nd of June. Yeah, so watch this space. So actually, by the time you actually listen to this,
you may go out and buy a copy.
No, well I was going to say that. So we're doing this a couple of weeks ahead. So by the time you hear this is released sometime in the beginning of July. Yes, you should be able to get it through Amazon and eBay and what other places are going to have it. How's that, Graham?
Right.
Okay.
So anyway, as we said, it's a new movie, and therefore we don't have too many of the facts. I mean, there's some.
We have some stuff.
We have some stuff, but we won't be able to tell you what too much about the actors or anything, or the budget, or a full. I will give you the story from my perspective.
We got the story down pretty reasonably good. So. Anyway, here, I'll do my usual now. Produced by, actually, this is the part I like. Produced by B. Harrison Smith. Now, there's several other people after that, but he also directed it and he wrote the screenplay. Okay. Now, along with his Harrison Smith being a producer, there's also a James Bruce IV, Philip Goldfine, Doug Henderson, Kurt Howe, Matt Neese, Chad Oliver, and Tom Van Herwood, I think is the right pronunciation of his name. So there's a lot of people involved in getting this thing off the ground, producing, executive producing, and whatever. So it's not a bad movie. If you don't mind the movie being centered around teenagers, but it's not I wouldn't say it's a typical teenage flick, would you?
No, I mean, it still has gore and horror in it.
Actually, I made a comment to Sarah when I saw it. It reminds me of the Goonies gone dark, or that Stephen King Stand By Me.
Oh yeah, Stand
By Me for Gone Dark. Yeah, because this is a horror movie. So
and it's
it's not funny.
It's not funny, even though there is plenty of creepy bits here and there.
Yeah, it's quite well done.
Yeah. Anyway, who stars in it is a big question.
Well, lots of people. Actually, they listed everybody in the car park attendant in the credits and everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of the main ones. Okay, I won't mention what the roles are because there's too many. You got a Jane Palmer, Davey Raffaele, Selena Flancia. Actually, I will mention her. She plays the lead head mean girl in this, and she's really good.
Yeah.
She's going to be another Jenny Ortega or somebody.
Well, fingers crossed.
Well, I think it's pretty good. Michael Cervantes. He plays a creepy older guy. Doug Henderson. I wonder if he's related. No, to somebody. I know that name. Yeah. Oliver Givens. Peter Coate. Carolyn Ulrich. I wonder if she's related to the other guy. Yeah, the actor. Karis Sepulveda. Whatever. Karis Sepulveda, I think his name is. He plays a security guard. Quinn Andrew Fix. He plays a little precocious boy called Bran.
Yeah, a total prick.
Not like all Bran, he gives me that. Anyway.
He's a total prick.
Paul Cotman, Asher Rupert, and Riley Sullivan. That covers all the main players. It was shot, I believe, in Pennsylvania. I don't know whether the site they actually use, it's supposed to be not a theme park. What would we call it?
I would have called it a horror maze, but I don't know really.
The horror maze is set up for Halloween,
because it says that it's not abandoned, it's closed, until it doesn't open until Halloween
period. Yeah, so these kids have been going there forever.
It's sort of like a hideout or something like that.
They've been sneaky and use it as their meeting place.
Yeah.
So I can't think of anything else to say before we get rolling.
Get the ball rolling.
Take it away, Grizzly.
So the story begins with a bunch of kids led by this girl. What's her name? Ayla.
She's really cute.
Yeah. The rest of her group are Snack, who's a nice guy who kind of likes her, I think. A guy named Brian, who's a little 13
not Brian.
Brian.
That's it.
And he's a 13 or 12-year-old, I think. I'm not sure.
Or
Whatever. And he's always trying to upload videos to YouTube and try to make himself more important, even though he still cannot pronounce certain words.
Yeah,
he makes my vocabulary better than his when you think about it.
He's a precocious little boy. He's really obnoxious in some ways, but he's interesting.
As an example, when you say guacamole, he says
crocomole or something.
Crocomole.
He gets the words. He pronounces words incorrectly.
Exactly. So.
Just not because you're the speech impediment, because he just doesn't know how to say the words properly.
Even though everyone corrects him around him all the time.
Yes, but he's a little deviant and everything else.
Yeah. Next on our list is Mighty, who's a boy who has what does he have? I think he has low blood sugar.
Yeah.
Yes, and he's always eating.
He's always living on all his stuff, and he gets a good alarm clock going off his pocket there on his phone or something.
Yeah.
Going, so low blood sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that sort of stuff. Yeah.
There's Max, the self-proclaimed good-looking guy. I don't know if he is. I'm not sure. Can't really be sure.
Self-proclaimed good-looking guy.
Well, he looks good-looking.
The guy with the bandana.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
He's not bad looking. I think he's the main love interest for Ayla.
Yeah. Whoever named these characters is like they're speaking like characters from cartoons when I think about it.
Well, whatever.
Mighty sounds like a name for an elephant, and
Mighty Mouse.
And Snacks, the boy, makes me think of a dog. Here's Snack. Here's Snack, come here, boy, sort of thing, type of thing.
Whatever. Anyway,
type of thing.
You just get through it and tell the story.
Anyway, these kids meet up in this abandoned type. Not abandoned. I mean, closed Halloween type maze thing. I don't know.
Whatever.
Let's just call it what it is. It's let's call it a theme park.
Well, let's call it the Halloween thing.
Theme park or whatever. Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Anyway, they arrive there and they're chased out by a man who's a security guard there and tells them to get lost. And then
he doesn't show up after this. It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, after he catches up to them, he calls their parents, and each of the parents give them a severe talking down to. Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
goodness gracious me.
Most of them say stop hanging out with these losers.
A bit like the Goonies.
Well, these ones are a lot more loafers than losers.
Well, and naughty and dark, and they're actually uploading videos and trying to blackmail other students and stuff and things like that. And they're not a really nice bunch of kids. Yeah.
Anyway, when they arrive at school, they got a teacher. What's his name? Brent Lewis.
Somewhat.
Yeah, who's teaching them about how urban legends get started in the world.
Yeah, in some sort of class, and he gives them a project to create an urban legend.
Yeah, of course, they're all up to it, but they need to pick something that does... See, their legend in their town is called Lockjaw.
He's supposed to be some sort of critter that comes out of a swamp or out of the bush or something or other and kills people. Yeah,
we don't know enough about it, and he does mention other urban legends like the... poison candy razor blade thing you may have heard of for legends, and
poison candy on Halloween and razor blades and stuff.
Yeah, and there's the one, there are the ones that on social media where some creep out there would just upload a scary video and just frighten the pants off people. Or get them to do.
In the wintertime, that'd be cold.
Anyway, back to the story. The kids sit around trying to decide what kind of project they should do, and Ayla comes up once, makes something that's really scary.
Yeah, creep everybody out. And all of a sudden, lo and behold,
they discover, or Snacks discovers, a creature, and when the kids find it, it doesn't do anything at first. It's just slumps
it collapses on the ground like it's worn out or hurt or something.
Yeah,
or,
it's like, I think it's hungry or it doesn't. It
lack
has
of energy.
lack of energy.
Something.
Anyway, the kids dragged it inside the amusement park and lock it in a area. I think.
Oh, yeah.
And they either chain it or lock it up.
Yeah, did something to it.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, the kids do this and they try to figure out what to do with it, and they even try to beat it a couple times.
They beat it and they shot its arm and different things, but then they started feeding it people.
Yeah. Well, that comes much later.
Okay.
Snacks is a bit sympathetic. He eventually does feed it and gets some water and allows it to roam a little bit until he has to put it back where it, being back chained up and all that stuff. Yeah. Then the kids decide they should try to upload the video footage onto YouTube in order to create their urban legend.
And get their following, just like you guys.
Yeah, so they get the younger member to edit it down. And
I know why he's...
Go on.
He owns the camera.
Oh, yes.
And he knows how to edit things. Mm-hmm. Yes, there you go.
So when they uploaded it, then the numbers and the viewers and the watchers start appearing on...
Thousands upon thousands.
Yeah, they present their video to their teacher and they got A's, and the teacher says
it's really good.
It's really great, but we want you to take it down because we get a lot of complaints from teachers and schools.
It's very unsavory. It's got violence and stuff. And
and eventually one of the biggest problems was that one of the people who comment on the video said it's fake or just fake, and that happens all the time. You get people
said I'm fake. They reckon I'm a cardboard cutout. Isn't that rude?
It is rude. Yeah. Anyway, the kids. Of course, the girl doesn't take it lying down. She just says, "I just want to take every one of those haters and throw them into the where the creature is, and they get devoured."
And they let him have lunch.
Yeah. So they decide to feed the creature victims. So the first victim is a homeless man, and at first he doesn't believe that that this thing is real, and then it starts attacking, and when it starts once it bites into the victim.
What if it tastes like chicken?
Don't know. The kids pull out a gun and shoot at it, and then whack it with a stick. And the creature yells in pain, and everyone
poor critter,
is crippled down by its screaming noises.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Snacks is the only one who feels like this is not right. This should not be going on.
He shouldn't be hurting a little creature.
And they all swore not to tell anyone. I don't know why.
Well, it's their secret. It's their project. It's their whatever.
Yeah.
He's making them famous.
Yeah, anyway. So anyway, moving on. The next victim is the girl's either stepfather or her mother's boyfriend. I think.
Her mum's boyfriend.
Who made a pass at her.
He's a sleazebag.
Who's made a pass at her several times, I think. I counted. And she decides to take him to the theme park, and he says that she stole something. She stole his gun.
Well, he knows his gun's missing.
Yeah.
And he suspects she stole it.
Yeah. She then shoves him into the where the creature is, and the creature devours him, I think.
Well, he bites my neck and starts chewing at him and stuff. And
we don't see what happens to him.
Well,
we just hear a lot of growls and grunts, and of course she yells at it a couple times, saying, "Shut up, you stupid creature," or whatever. I gotta admit, I didn't like the yelling.
But it's referring to the stupid creature or the other stupid creature?
Good point.
Aha.
Anyway, the next victim, I think, is a girl in their class named Jenny.
Is a wimp.
Yeah.
And she's always crying about something,
Yeah, there's always one in every crowd. Yeah, it can't be helped.
I'm scared of the math exam. I'm scared of this. There's a spider on my desk. He looked at me sideways. Always whimpering about something.
Yeah, Snacks is aware of this, and he goes to the teacher and tries to tell him the truth. Tells him that this whole video is real. At first, he doesn't believe it. He says that it's a man in a suit and with special effect makeup, yada yada.
He's doing really, really good.
Yeah, but he tries to convince him to come to this theme park to see the creature for himself. At the same time, the group has taken Jenny to the theme park and already she's been devoured and eaten by this creature. It's kind of sad.
Did dessert? Any ice cream after it or anything? Or?
Don't know.
Yeah, okay. I like ice cream after dinner.
At this point, I think the girl doesn't really care about who she throws in with the creature, as long as she gets rid of the people that cause her issues.
So we've got one bum, one Jenny, and who's next?
Even though the bum has not even done anything to her, except for the fact he
was available.
They were just trying to push the creature, seeing its limitations.
Yeah.
I guess that's a word.
He was hungry.
Anyway, Snacks brings the teacher to the side, and at first he doesn't believe it, and Snacks explains to him that this creature smells out your fear.
Ooh, that smells terrible. Oh, poo. No deodorant.
Yeah, at first he doesn't believe it. Then he starts, I guess, intellectualizes the creature by the fact he's starting to get scared a little bit.
Yeah, the teacher gets really scared. I'm surprised he went his pants before he got eaten.
Eventually, the group arrives, and the girl wants to have the teacher devoured next. Of course, Snacks quickly approaches the creature, and he's tempted to remove the chain or rope that binds the creature and let it go. Eventually, he does, but the teacher does eventually get devoured, and then the rest of the kids start scattering. Of course, the boy with the gun, who's with the curly hair, ends up being devoured first, and then all of them start getting picked off one by one.
Little kid with the camera, he gets eaten. I like that.
Off screen, obviously.
Off screen, yeah. Well, you see him get picked up, and then you don't see him chewed up or anything. That'd be unsavoury, you know.
Yeah, well, this is still
he deserved
this
it.
is still a horror movie, and kids being killed off screen could
nice.
Could be a bad move.
But it was perceived. Yes.
Anyway, back to the story. Anyway, the last two people who are still alive is the girl of the group, and she tries to race away and tries to hide inside
one of the diorama type things in there. Yeah.
Yeah, Snacks he dodged the creature by pretending to just pass out or not pass out, just lying down in some kind of green mist, I think.
Yeah, green misty sort of a light show type thing, which looks like mist. Yeah. He hid. The monster didn't see him.
Yeah, of course. I don't think he's fearful as the others.
No. I don't think he's scared of the monster at all. I think he feels sorry for it.
Yeah.
So it can't sense him.
Yeah. Quickly, the boy meets up with the girl, and she's inside this tube thing, display, and she thinks that she's safe from the creature. But I think the creature knew
how to get in there.
Yeah.
So
the creature eventually arrives and bites into her like his other victims.
Yeah, it chews a big hole in the neck. That sort
and
of stuff, yeah.
I'm going to say this to you guys. I don't feel sorry for her, and I feel like she deserved being bitten. Yeah, I feel like...
Actually, I do believe that she was in her right place when she got that cretinous man, her mum's boyfriend, as one of the victims. That was good. He deserved. He was worse than she was.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't like her too much. She reminds me too much of the girl from the Call movie with Tobin Bell, where that girl was a total nasty case, and this one is no different. She sounds like she's a total bitch.
Oh yes.
Anyway, she gets devoured, and we see Snacks the next morning wandering down a railway track, and we hear a narration from podcasters talking about their video and saying
started saying how good it was, and then people started saying, "Oh, it's fake, it's crap," and everything.
And they ended by saying that they're going to be interviewing the still alive member Snacks in their podcast, whatever.
Yeah, because
then we hear a growl noise from the creature.
Some of the kids have gone missing.
Yeah, about 6 of the kids.
Yeah, 6 people gone missing and different things. And he was going to be interviewed, but no one's going to believe him saying, "Hey, Lockjaw really exist." Yeah, that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the movie, and I know I'm being brief about it, but
we
there is
not much to run with.
Yeah, see, the creature is. I don't think the creature was dangerous. I think it was if it was being provoked, like angered or pissed off or anything like that, it would probably provoke it to attack, viciously.
It did fade to black a few moments ago. Yeah, but you look at Frankenstein. He wasn't really a bad guy. Yeah, Frankenstein's monster. He was made bad. Yeah. He's made as a child, and he was treated badly, and he was chased and persecuted, and he was just a 6'6" child with really long, strong arms and legs and everything. Yeah. But he scared the crap out of people, so they chased him and ostracized him and different things, and they created the monster by the way they treated him. Remember the old guy, the Frankenstein monster? He led him into the house, and he treated him with respect, without fear, and he was friendly. So, and this creature could have been brought into
he could have been created.
Society.
Yeah, I like to think that they said that this creature was new, like as in they never heard of this urban legend creature thing.
Well, this Lockjaw had been mentioned. Yeah, and it was hinted that this was Lockjaw. Maybe.
Yeah. But they call it a new.
They made their own name up because their guy, and they called him Cronola or something.
Crockamole.
Crockamole or something, right?
I gotta admit, the name sounds really weird.
Yeah, Crockamole instead of guacamole. Yeah. So they made him mean and horrible and eat people. If he hadn't been eating people before, he would have been eating animals.
Yeah, that's what I think. That Foxes,
wolves,
they kind of
dogs.
Pushed him to kill.
Yeah, exactly right. So
he probably didn't want to.
So it begs the question: who was the real monster? The monster that they found, or I'll say the creature they found, or the monstrous children who
reared him into an evil way,
and manipulate him into doing evil things.
Yeah.
Interesting, hey folks.
Yeah, I gotta admit though, I did think it was kind of cool that he didn't harm Snacks in the end.
Yeah, he didn't hurt him because he wasn't scared of him. He was a little bit frightened in probably what's going to happen there, but he wasn't scared of the monster. Yeah. And the monster, I'll say the creature sensed that. So interesting. Now, getting back to some of the actors. How about the girl, Ayla?
Ayla, sorry.
Selena Valencia. Yeah, I was thinking when I was doing my notes here, while looking for notes, that you do get a lot of boy actors coming up, but on a ratio, there's less girl ones come in because you're usually boy heavy. And you get something like this girl, Selena, and you get Jenny Ortega and other young girls coming up. They seem to be fine actresses, and I'll use that word actresses. I know it's what's the word, not politically correct nowadays, but I still say females are actresses, and men are actors. Okay. So deal with it. But these girls have got talent. Like when Christina Ricci came out, they're doing the Addams Family and stuff and different things. Winona Ryder, when she did, was it Casper?
Yeah.
And when they were coming, these girls brought talent to the screen. They had really good talent, and they just went from strength to strength. And it's boy top heavy in the industry, so you like to think some of these guys will make a career at it. But a lot of them drop off the planet.
True.
So the girls seem to be making a good mark in the industry.
Agree. Explains why Jenny Ortega has landed the role of playing Wednesday Addams in the upcoming TV series
we've seen her
Tim
in a couple
Burton's
of things
doing.
Now we saw her first in Babysitter 2.
Yes.
Then we saw her in X, was it?
The X movie.
The X movie. What else? She's there something else, wasn't she?
She's been in a number of things.
Yeah, I know things we've reviewed. I can't remember now.
Well, we've just reviewed two of them.
Done us too, but I think I've seen something else. And she's really good. She's going from strength to strength. She's really good.
I agree.
And this girl, I haven't seen her before, but I like to think she's got a career ahead of her. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta admit though, I did feel sorry for the monster in this movie.
I didn't know he actually played the monster. I didn't notice in the credits and stuff.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn it, Paul. The monster didn't get any credits.
I gotta admit, I did like the design of the creature. He's like a slimy type.
A bit like how do you
creature.
Swamp creature. Yeah,
swamp creature.
A slimy.
But it's all black and gooey looking.
Yeah. Whoever designed the special effects costume, Plus the makeup. Yeah, quite good.
Yeah, it was very creepy.
Quite believable. A humanoid, obviously. And it was obviously a man in a suit, surprisingly. But it was convincing. It didn't look like, say, the creature in Black Lagoon, somebody in a rubber suit.
Yeah, I gotta admit, I do think the creature, aside from they said that he can sense fear, but I also think he has, aside from hunting for fear victims, I think he also hunts out of anger. He
might be able to pick up the emotional vibes. Yeah, I tried to explain to you the other day that when you get frightened or angry around animals. Yeah. Animals can sense it. Mm-hmm. Dogs, lions, tigers, that sort of little pussycat. And they sense you're a nice person or a horrible person. If you're sad, that sometimes an animal, your dog will walk up and say, "You're sad, aren't you, Dad?" That sort of stuff. Yeah. And so and if you're hurt, and they come up and say, "Are you okay?" Because they sense something. So it must be a chemical smell we give off.
Yeah, another thing about this movie, the ending, where it doesn't explain what became of the creature after it killed its final victim.
He went home.
Did he go back into the woods, or did he continue becoming a sort of...
He probably went back to where he was supposed to be before this kids dragged him out of the woods. Yeah. He must wandered in this place, and they got him. He could have just walked through and walked out the other side and just kept going.
And if they didn't kind of pushed him so much, they could have just fed him with ordinary meat and veg.
Here you go, some food and water, you're okay.
I mean, they did feed him quite a bit, real food.
Give an iPod listen to, a little bit of music, television.
Yeah, anyway, I wish I could get the reception for this one, sadly, but we don't have anything.
Well, it's too early to get the reception. However, I am resourceful.
Mm-hmm, me too.
I can't get actually reception.
Okay.
But I found a reviewer comment.
Okay.
Now, when I saw this, I mentioned to Sarah, I said, this is a bit like The Stand or The Goonies. Right?
Right.
But a darker, sort of, obviously horror. And this reviewer's comment says, where the scary things are publicity refers to it as Stand By Me or The Goonies with a deliciously dark twist. And that's exactly what I said before I read this. So that's sort of feel. Think of The Goonies going off an adventure and then putting a horrible creature in there instead of Pirate's Gold,
Yeah.
And then you get the idea of how good it can be. And
I gotta admit, though, I did think it was cool when that some of the group members got killed instead of and then they go on to say that they were missing.
Well, no, but they haven't found their bodies. No one knows where they are. How do they say they're being killed if these kids are missing? Huh?
True.
So someone said, go and check in the little theme parky thing out there behind door number 1. Yeah. No one's told them, so they are missing.
I know. I just figured the parents who knew that the kids probably snuck into the theme park and they would have collaborated the stories and said that maybe they just headed in there and then they somehow never came home.
Yes. And there's no dead bodies strewn around the place. They're all inside where the creature was having dinner or whatever in different places. So maybe
the creature itself
cleaned up,
devours his prey.
And has one great big dump and leaves some manure in the corner.
Yeah, and maybe it doesn't do a dump. It may eat his beings and at the same time release an acid and somehow melts the remains and the remains get thrown up and
that just remains to be seen.
And the remains disappear like they never existed.
Well, that's
I'm just saying this from a snake point of view.
We don't know because it left it hanging there when it faded to black.
Yeah,
so,
I know this. I'm only guessworking, but I like to think that maybe he devours the entire corpse in the body, and
you don't waste it.
And he doesn't leave any remains.
His mum probably told him that was a young monster.
Yeah, I'm just saying that.
Make sure you don't. Make sure you clean your plate.
Yeah, it might be. It might be just my guesswork, but I like to think that's my explanation of why there's no remains and why that they won't be able to find these kids.
Yeah, they will find them later on. when they open up for Halloween.
Wouldn't that be funny? Just like
that. Someone go and clean the place out and make it ready for the people. Oops, we found those kids and a school teacher.
Just like the other movie we reviewed that time. What was it called? The one where the theme park one, the horror theme park one.
Hellfest.
Hellfest.
That was
where the dead bodies remains were placed around the maze displays, and no one even assumed until they start smelling bad.
Yeah, lovely. Hey, actually, there are some interesting movies. Theme park movies. Like about Hellfest. This one was based in a bit of a theme parky thing. The first one I can remember was Carnival of Souls, which we haven't reviewed as yet, but we might do one day.
We will.
And that was a long time ago, and that's got a good story behind it because the guy who had made that movie only made one movie.
I know, you told me.
He used to make, I think, training movies.
And commercials.
Don't make commercials, might have done commercials, but he did training movies. Mm-hmm. And then he had to go up making this movie, and he actually starred in it as well. Mm-hmm.
There is something interesting about a carnival or
something scary about it.
Or a theme park that's either abandoned or closed down, and it
becomes sinister and
something
spooky.
sinister and spooky. Even though I haven't seen one, although there's one probably in New South Wales called Wonderland. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's closed now.
I mean, it's closed down, and I don't know if the place is still abandoned or replaced with something else.
It might be still sit there, but it's just locked behind gates, and they might have stripped some of the rides out and left some of the other things up. And
it's so.
You walk through there at night or something or other with a couple of security lights on. You see that and you hear a noise in the background. Is that just wind rattling a piece of loose hoarding or something or other, or is the creature coming up behind you? Whatever. But yeah, it's really weird. There's just something about such a fun place where there's people in it can feel so spooky and sinister when you take the people out.
That's what's interesting about this sort of thing.
What other ones were there? Can you think of any other ones of carnivals? That circus one.
Oh yeah, you mean the one with Joe King did?
Yeah, Joe Hill.
Joe Hill?
Yeah, Joe Hill when Carnival Death, wasn't it?
Yeah, Carnival.
Or Circus of Death or something?
Yeah, Circus of Death or something, where he deals with a family who, and this girl is writing tweets on her Twitter account.
Yeah, doing tweets, and they're on a holiday somewhere, and they saw a sign saying there's a circus or a carnival, and they went there, and they went in there and watched the show, and they just, in the end, we realised that all the people in the audience were dead, and the girl who's doing all the tweets ended up becoming part of the show, and we're waiting for the next victims to come in. Yeah, really good.
Agreed.
Or actually, the Hammer one, what's that one? The circus of
you mean the Vampire Circus?
Yeah, Vampire Circus. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, we've already reviewed that one.
I know, but it's another one for circus or carnival sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing how you can take something that's childlike and innocent and turn it into something horrific and creepy.
Oh, that one with in that those kids' tales. The Midnight Society.
Oh, you mean
the one about?
You mean that one, the miniseries where the Circus of Carnival of Doom.
Yeah, Carnival of Doom. That was in that the Midnight. Whatever that series is called.
You mean Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah. And the Midnight Group was telling stories, and the Top Hat was in it, and that was about a circus as well.
Yes, Carnival, whatever.
Carnival, yeah.
It's the same thing.
It's just so good.
Yeah, I often think so. Anyway, this one, of course, it was not centered around too much of the carnival. It was more about the kids.
Location, but it looks creepy.
Yeah.
Because it's got all the displays there, and just being a Halloween-based sort of display, they were a bit gruesome, like heads laying there, torso there, and it just has a nice groovy feel to it.
Yeah. Anyway, do you want to rate this now? Because
I'm going to give honestly, this isn't a bad movie. There was about a couple of dead pieces in it.
Yeah,
where they stretched out something which could have been dispensed with altogether.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I'd say, I got no problem.
Yeah, there was a bit where the kids are just hanging in their hanging out together, and tweeting or emailing each other with their phones, which I think is boring.
To me, it's sort of flatlined about there. Another part where she was dancing or something rather than playing guys. And it just...
It borders on bordering.
It got on the stage where you could have got rid of that or made it really short.
Yeah. It was already a little considered very short when it's like 1 hour and 30 minutes long.
You could have taken 5 minutes out of it quite easily.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets down to what should be left on the cutting room floor and what should be left in the movie.
But then again, we've already reviewed 2 other movies that were like 1 hour long, and
but it's not the point. I'm just saying, if you're going to put something in a movie, it should add to the movie, not take it away from the movie. Exactly. And those 2 bits, short pieces, took it a little bit away. That's why I'm going to give this a 9.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have given it a bit more than that. If it wasn't
I would have loved it if there was some more things, like maybe send the creature out and kill people at the high school, maybe not just keep it chained up.
Well, lock everybody in and let the monster loose.
Well, maybe not. I mean, send it out and try to kill the teacher that way. That would be so much.
Oh, teachers! Cool. Why do teachers always get the rough end of the stick? You know. How about the mean hoony guys you don't like? In school. He's a creep. Get him. Get that one over there as well. Don't forget that one.
Well, they did go after that Jenny girl that they thought was a total.
Oh, Wimpo. An emo. You know the time.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10 myself, too. I mean...
it's a good movie.
It's a good movie, and I like the fact that it's about a bunch of kids who find a monster and then try to exploit it on YouTube.
But it's not a kiddie movie. Don't get me wrong. It's got young adults in it. Like high school kids, that sort of stuff. But it's not really a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Probably a teen movie. Look, I'm an adult. I'm old, late 60s, and I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah. I thought the bit where the young boy, sets fire to a homeless man.
Oh, his hat. Yeah, he had a beanie on.
That was a bit bordering on a bit...
he did that. Let's get this on film,
Yeah.
And then they woke him up, and he obviously took the hat off.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of not nice.
It wasn't very nice, but the point is, it was nasty. That's why I didn't like the little creep. I'm glad he got eaten. Yeah.
Me too. I think that he even tried to set up a few homeless people fighting against one another.
Yeah, for $100.
Yeah.
In the beginning,
Yeah.
So he's a little creepy kid. I don't like him. But no, the kid, the guy, the actor, the little boy, he played a good role. Mm-hmm. But he came out as an obnoxious little
dweeb.
Turd.
I was going to say noxious dweeb, but that's just me.
Turd's better.
Yeah, well.
He's terrible. He played a really nasty little piece, and I liked him. I found him annoying, but I liked what he did with the role.
Yeah, I thought the all rest of the kids were a little on the dweeby side, including the girl. Well, not dweeby. They were sheep. She was the shepherd.
She was the shepherd leading them, and they were. I'd say she would be definitely the leader.
Yes.
And the other guys.
And the rest are sheep.
It's funny that one girl and all these guys go, yes, dear.
Yeah.
She might as well have been married, all of them, because us. Any of you guys that are married, the woman always tells you what to do. Hey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, dear. I'll go and do that. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So, where can we find this movie when it's?
Well, I said already, eBay.
Yes.
Has got it already. Some copies. Yeah. You got one listing there, but so many copies available. Amazon's taking pre-orders.
Okay.
So by the time this comes out in about 2 weeks' time, and when it hits the actual internet, you'll probably find Amazon's going to have it available. eBay might have a few more listings in there, and it might be rentable through Prime. So keep an eye out for it. But you can watch the trailer on YouTube and get a taste for it.
Yeah, if it's something that you're interested in.
Look, it's a good movie.
It's a good movie, and just avoid those particular dead bits where we.
No, the dead beats to me. I mean, we sit down there and we study the movie while watching it, while we're still enjoying it, and we say, "Hey, that's a dead bit." Now, if you're not worried about it too much, a lot of movies got dead bits in it, but it was the two noticeable dead bits, and that's they could have been shortened, and some of it just put in the cutting room floor,
at
like
least
in the olden days.
Yeah, at least just something that adds something to a movie, not something that take it away.
You don't put something into a movie it's going to take away from it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's why I could have given it a bit more, but those two dead bits took away from it. But still a good movie.
I would like to know why the girl in the story was a bit more the leader and why she was such a bitch.
She was an out there girl, and she had her consorts. Good word,
the best word
consorts. For it. And they would do anything that she said, and she was probably the evil one, and she made them do naughty things.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why the creature really wanted to kick her butt. I mean, kill her. Even though she wasn't scared.
Well, she was a leader, and she was the one who laid in the crease of a baseball bat or something.
Yeah, she practically whacked the
someone laid in and moved a baseball bat, I'd go and get them back too. You know, I'm not a creature. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I did think she was a nasty piece,
but she played a good role.
Anyway, she played a good job. Yeah. Anyway, she gave me a reason to dislike her.
Hey, Selena, if you're listening to this, good job. Okay. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've told you guys once before that if it's a person, when it comes to script writing, you have to make a character likable. If it's not likable, or not likable in a good way. Yeah.
You know?
And for some reason, I find this girl both annoying, and I'd rather not see her survive.
Infamous, memorable. Yeah.
And I rather root for
the creature.
The creature and Snacks throughout this movie.
Yeah.
I kind of feel sorry for them.
But she played a great role.
Yeah.
And I'd put her up as a main actor. I mean, even though the credits are all over the place, I'd see the main one and she held it together quite nicely.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of glad the creature eated her.
Yeah.
Or just devoured her.
She would. And yes, she was a tasty morsel.
Anyway, that's about it for tonight.
Yeah.
I think this is
a bit shorter than usual. One of our shorter ones. I mean,
but that's all right.
But we haven't got much to talk about for other things, productions or anything.
Yeah, or explaining what the director previously, or whether or not these other actors have done anything other than this.
We could have gotten there, then it becomes about the actors, and we're actually reviewing the movies. We only, like we did that one, The Village.
Yeah.
We did talk about the guy who produced and directed that one because he'd been doing all these other good movies. Mm-hmm. But we don't normally do that. It's not like saying we did a Steven Spielberg movie. We'd sit down there talking about Steven Spielberg for an hour at least.
Yeah.
Anyway, did that,
Yeah. So, guys, this is. I hope you guys enjoy this podcast, and let us know in the comments what you guys may think of this movie now that it may come out to you guys, and let us know what you guys think of it.
Hey, and any of the actors who are in this, if you're actually listening to this podcast, come back and tell us what you thought of the podcast. Really nice. Yeah, really good. Yeah.
All right.
Especially the monster guy, the creature. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening to our latest podcast, everyone. And this is Sarah Stephenson.
And Moral.
Saying we'll see you guys for our next podcast. Bye for now.
Bye.